Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick review of the 2023 Corolla. This is the base model that I rented. I already did a bunch of shorts of these, but I just thought I would say. So there are a lot of corners cut. This thing has hubcaps. Excuse the voice, I'm getting over a cold. There are hubcaps. There's that goofy trunk thing where it takes up a ton of space with the levers or the arms. They should be enclosed, in my opinion, so they don't crush the stuff that's in the trunk, but they aren't. There's no power seats, there's no leather, it's all cloth. It does have some nice touches here, so it does have auto up, windows, and down, which is good from the driver's control. And it has really good self-driving functionality here. So I've been using this feature for my whole trip, so I mean, and it makes the ride a lot better. Obviously, you have to touch the wheel every 15 seconds or whatever it is, and you should obviously keep your hand on the wheel, just for safety reasons. But it does a great job of following the road. It does a great job of following the car in front of you. It actually has a nice little animation when somebody switches into your lane. It shows it, so it even picks up on that. The screen is pretty good. It has wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple Carplay. One thing that I've noticed is I like to stream stuff from my phone, like movies, like Disney Plus. I was watching Santa Claus 2, or listening to it, I should say, as I'm driving down. And I'm not sure what the problem is, but it won't actually change the volume, so that's kind of an annoyance there. Apple Music volume changes. Anything controlled through the screen, it changes, but if you're trying to have something go through your phone and you want it to change, excuse me, and you want it to change the volume, it doesn't work. So that's kind of annoying to me. I don't know if that's a design feature, if there's having an issue, but yeah, I mean, again, this is a really basic car on a lot of things. It has no sunglass holder, no sunroof, no auto dimming mirror, no keyless start, no keyless entry, no button on the trunk, which is really annoying in my opinion, but it costs $20,000. It seems to have auto high beams, which is weird, that would include that feature. They are either LED or xenon, so they're very bright. There's no blind spot though, which is a little bit of an annoyance. But again, it's a $20,000 car, which in today's world is pretty cheap, especially for what you get. So no power telescoping steering wheel either. It does have that feature, it just doesn't have power. Visibility is very good. I was actually thinking that the visibility on this, they did a really good job. The seats are comfortable enough. Again, I've driven today. I'm closing in on 600 miles, 37 miles left. It's been a long trip. It's been sitting in South Carolina for hours in traffic, because you always sit in traffic in South Carolina on 95. They need to make it more than 2 lanes. And I'm perfectly comfortable. Rocket is in the back. He's in his hammock. He's got plenty of space. And it's a pretty good cruising car. I mean, I've been getting, this is through the whole, I don't know if this was the last time I reset it or turned it on, or if this was when I reset it earlier today. Either way, 40 miles per gallon plus. I've been doing about 80 miles an hour for much of that. Then I wasn't sitting in traffic, so it gets solid fuel mileage. It's a pretty good overall machine. I will say the camera, again, the backup camera is subpar, but you have to pick and choose what you want. So if you're going to, if you're getting a car to go long distances on the highway, I would say this is absolutely the car to get. Great gate mileage, and this auto cruise control I won't ever buy a car without, and I hope to never have to rent a car without it. So this also has automatic climate control, but only one zone. I don't know what this Charger's doing up there. He's forcing people off the road because he's drunk or something. I'm not sure. He did it to that Fusion about 3 times, and then he just did it to that Kia as well. He's probably going to do it to me too, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to get over. But when cruise control's off, the car will actually brake, and obviously obviously with lane keeping, if you have that setting on, it'll steer itself even with cruise control, or it'll pull you back in, I should say, the lane. But I've noticed that, like, even when I have the cruise control off, it will still brake at, like, going around turns, which is kind of weird. But a good feature for a distracted driver. So, like, if the car thinks you're coming into a turn too fast, it will brake itself, and it's looking at the line so it can see when there's a turn in the road. And I think it has to do with this, like, 360 thing. Like, see that little thing that looks like a shield around the car? I think that when you turn that on, that's when it's always monitoring it. So really, though, the only thing that surprises me is no blind spot. With all the other safety features, there is no blind spot and monitoring, and that would be definitely a feature to add, just because it's become so second nature now to just check for that light. But again, a $20,000 car, can you really ask for it? I don't know, but otherwise, really, it's a remarkably good car. I mean, again, I made some shorts about it, and there are some annoyances. There's only USB-Cs, not USB-As, with the trunks again. But for a new car, for a quality car, for a commuter car, I can't really think of a better option, compared to like a Chrysler, even a Mazda, and a lot of other self-driving features on other brands. This beats them. Like I've rented a lot and driven a lot, and my Genesis is very good. My Ford was very good as well, but like compared to a Chrysler minivan or like even a Dodge, or even the Mazda, like my mother's Mazda, and there's a lot of other brands that I've driven where the car has the lane keep assist, where it doesn't. It won't, it'll pull you back in if you stray, but it won't center you. And that's kind of useless in terms of the self-driving feature, but this does a great job of that. And again, for 20 grand, so really can't complain. High marks.